Know when to stop. Know exactly when to stop helping. Know exactly when to stop. Know exactly when to say enough is enough. Know exactly when to say, oh, I'm done here. Because if you stay too long for one particular thing, they go chop your eyes. I swear. Them go chop your eyes. If you stay too long trying to help someone, they will chop your eyes. Know when to stop. And in the midst of you trying to help, know the person you are helping. Know the kind of person you are helping. Just like the video you just watched, you find out that most people are like the viper. You feed them, you clothe them. When they are satisfied, they turn their back against you. You feed them, you clothe them, you give them everything they want. Immediately they are satisfied, they will turn their back against you. The crazy thing is that it's more like it is a human nature, because it is, let's say, out of 100, it is 5% that you will help, that will come back to you and say, oh, thank you for doing this to me. For example, let's take the case study when Jesus was going and he saw 10 lepers. He healed 10 lepers, 10, and they all went. Ask yourself, how many came back to say thank you? How many came back to say, I appreciate you? Just one out of 10. And this scenario has always presented itself over and over and over and over again. That is why I tell people who cares to listen, know when to stop. You don't feed everybody. You don't help everybody. You don't put yourself in line where you jeopardize your own self trying to help someone. Some people are not worth helping. Some people are not worth saving. Even when you see them drowning, even when you see them going, derailing, some people, when you try to save them, you end up in that same pit you are trying to bring them out from. Haven't you noticed, like, if you are watching this video, since you start to know something to this moment, think of some people you've tried to bring out from some certain situation, but they turn blind eye. You find yourself even giving, to the extent that you are giving part of yourself out to make sure that this person is okay. This is just life. But at the end of everything still depends on you. You need to know when to stop. You need to know when to say, enough is enough. I'm okay. I'm done helping. I'm done trying to save you. If you can't do this yourself, I leave you to it. You need to know the right time to stop. Not be everybody that they help. I'll say it over and over and over and over again. Not be everybody that they help. Most of us are like that viper snake. You take your time, you bring them to your house, you clothe them, you feed them. At the end of the day, let me tell you a small story. I have a friend. Even when I was on my own, I was alone. So I saw him scouting, doing this, doing that. I had compassion because I've been in that position where I was also looking for who to stay with, just to pass the night, or just to make sure I stand on my 2 feet. So I brought him in. I said, bro, if you don't have anywhere to stay, you can come stay with me for some time pending. And he said, okay. Then I brought him in. I found out that, oh, this guy doesn't have what he's doing, or he does have what he's doing, but what he's doing is not what is going to sustain him as a man. I started trying to introduce him to what I was doing, the business I was into and everything. Started encouraging him. Started like, I don't want to start saying things I've done. It shouldn't be as if I'm actually putting myself ahead. But the long story, to cut the long story short, on the long run, this guy that was with me, God started blessing him from the proceed, like from the road I showed him on how to do things right. On the long run, this same guy that I see, I consider him as blood, because me, I'm of an opinion that if we start to eat from the same plate, sleep on the same bed, bathe with the same water, basically every day of my life I get to see you, you get to see me, I consider you as a brother already. I see you beyond just friend, right? Because you've been part of my life. But little did I know that if someone tell me he is going to be the one to drag me down to zero, I won't believe. When the time comes for him to choose me over someone else that we are doing business that was our business partner, he chose the person over me. And this is the same person I introduced to him. This is the same person he wouldn't have met if not through me. Did I regret it? Yes, a little part of me regret it. But was I able to chest it off? Like, was I able to look at it as it is what it is? Yes, I was able to look at it of that. After all said and done, it is what it is. But the main thing is this: a lot of people that will come across your way that you will help, don't expect anything in return. In fact, this is my own philosophy now. If you are helping, prepare for the worst while you are still praying for the best. Because if you put hope that, oh, this person you are helping, on the long run, you guys are meant to be brothers, you guys are meant to hit big, and you guys won't part ways, you guys will be close to each other, tight, holding hands, you might be doing the worst mistake of your life. So you know when to stop. You know when to say no to some certain things. You know when to say enough is enough while helping. Because as far as from where I'm standing and from my own observation and from the experience I've had with people, ungrateful people, if you're not careful, they will drag you down to square one and you start afresh. So the question is, how are you going to move ahead from here? How are you going to start seeing people for what they are and for who they are?